Tickets went on sale for the Borders Railway in mid-June, but instead of advertising the real price, a glitch in the system saw them being advertised at 3 times the actual cost. Having had months to prepare for launch day, ScotRail and Trainline scored a huge own goal by simply not getting their act together. And it was several days before things were rectified. It was a huge promotional opportunity missed, and the powers that be came in for a lot of flack, and rightly so. Leader of the Scottish Borders Council, David Parker.
Yes, I think it's fair to say that it could have gone better from ScotRail's point of view. Not good that we've had these hiccups, and certainly on the first day that tickets go on sale, I can totally understand the Borders public's frustrations. What I can say is that this morning we contacted ScotRail, we're asking them to get it changed as quickly as possible, make sure the correct information is out there, and hopefully that will be done in the very imminent future. I always think you should never launch these things on a Sunday in terms of when you're dealing with technology, and that certainly hasn't been helpful. But I agree. It's very frustrating that we've had this on this first day, and you can understand, the public's view. So we absolutely need to make sure that ScotRail get this fixed and get it fixed soon.
When the correct prices were released, everyone was in for a pleasant surprise. A one-way journey along the full length of the route from Edinburgh Waverley to Tweedbank would cost just £10. An off-peak day return would be £11.20. And if you used your rail card and booked online, you could get a return ticket for just £7.40. You certainly couldn't argue with that. However, the inevitable rush for tickets to be on the first train has the potential to leave some people disappointed. While many booked their tickets for the first ever passenger train leaving on Sunday the 6th of September at 8:45 a.m, when their tickets arrived, they didn't guarantee them a seat on that particular train. Instead, it was a ticket which guaranteed them a seat on a train for that day, but not necessarily the one they wanted. Understandably, people want to be part of history. Telling their grandchildren they were on the second or third train out of Tweedbank on the first day isn't quite the same as saying to them they were on the first. Another concern, of course, is for passengers who've booked from Galashiels or Stow. Are they actually going to get on the train at all if it's jam-packed? Abellio Managing Director Dominic Booth.
Yeah, we will obviously have to manage the loading on the day itself and control to make sure that we're not, we can have plenty of people on the train, but what we won't do is allow that to become in any way uncomfortable or unsafe. So we'll have to manage that on the morning itself. But there's plenty of trains through the day, so people will have the chance to ride on that first day, if not exactly on the first train.
Sundays, of course, it's hourly. Is there an opportunity that you could actually go half-hourly on the first day?
We haven't planned for that at the moment, but I must admit you mentioned it, so I'm quite happy to, I'll take that back to Phil Verster and the team and just see if we think that might be necessary. But the facility to step up the service as we bring the Borders online and on stream will always be something we'll look at. But it's not a bad idea. We'll maybe have a look into that.
While the ticket fiasco was playing out, driver training started, and we were there when the first Class 158 train went through the Beauchamp Tunnel. Enjoy these images, along with a last glimpse of the long yellow test train on the Borders Railway. At the end of our last series, we saw long-time campaigner Madge Elliot having a locomotive named after her at a ceremony at Edinburgh Waverley. And she was promised a trip on one of the trains before the line was open. And one hot summer Sunday morning in July, she finally boarded that train, covering part of the Waverley route for the first time in nearly 50 years. Trains have become very familiar on the line already, with plenty of trains zipping down as the drivers get used to the route. And courtesy of ScotRail, here's a view through Galashiels on the final part of the journey to Tweedbank.
On the 6th of September, 1 month from today, after an absence of 46 years, passenger rail services will once again commence in the Scottish borders. That campaign, which has been led by communities, by various MPs and MSPs, by the whole public sector in the borders, has been a tremendous one. It's returned not only the most significant railway built in our country in 100 years, but a railway many people never believed would ever happen. Why would a small area of Scotland be able to attract a railway and a £350 million spent on it? It was able to do so because the community came together, they worked very hard, they dismissed the doubters, and they made it happen. And all of you have played your part in ensuring that it's delivered. We've achieved something significant, we've achieved it together, and we've achieved it by working hard as a team. Thank you very much to you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of today's proceedings. Thank you. If I'm honest, it's one of these buildings that I had lost a few nights sleep about. I was quite concerned about how it would look, how it would fit into its landscape. And if I'm being totally honest, it's actually tremendous. I'm really impressed with the look of the building and the final results. And I do think that once we've got all the landscaping finished and the old bus station knocked down, people will really come to appreciate what we've been able to provide here, because it really is a first-class facility, a very high-quality building with very high-quality finishes.
Over 40 years, the old building has been there and it's served its purpose, but it's chalk and cheese.
It's chalk and cheese. I mean, anyone who is a regular user of the old bus station and when they come and use the new interchange, they will be amazed. It has very good quality toilets, it has shower facilities, it's got lockers for people, it's got a cafe, it's got a whole raft of electronic tourist information and travel information, and it's just so different from what is there at the moment. I think people will be really impressed.
Really, it's like very many departure lounges at airports. If you've got the bus stations in the big city, you've got seating at each individual stands, which are clearly marked, so it helps people. It's inside, it's clean, it's comfortable, and basically we've got 6 doors, 7 stances. There'll be clear marking at each stand, so we're going to have a screen above each stand, so we'll have active information, kind of more real-time information of bus arrivals. The whole building itself is fitted future-proof for real-time information coming for the wider bus network. So really the departure lounge style. We're supplemented, we've also got the same screen as they've got on the railway platform in the building. So on a wet, horrible, miserable winter's day, if you're waiting for a train, you can actually wait for it in this building. You can see the times in which your train's coming. You can have a cup of tea, look out the window when your train comes, and you can cross the road. So it's really trying to embed both modes of transport together, but trying to make it a really enhanced environment for sustainable transport. That's further helped, I suppose, with we're going to have 24-hour staff in the building. So if you've got queries, you need to speak to somebody about timetabling or how the the tourist information screen works, there's someone there to help as well. I think that the personal touch will make a big difference from what was there previously.